Guys, I hope they're having a great day out there, guys. We're going to do a little shop work today on ARRMA Mojave and the Team Corrali Asuga. And I'll show you what we got. We got a few goodies in the mail here. Now, I seen Garage Life RC here had posted these up on Facebook. And as soon as I seen them, I immediately ordered a pair of these things. What these are 3D printed, a softer material insert for the rear and the front of the ARRMA Mojave. Now, any of you guys that have this car know these body posts break really easy. Right now, I have foam. A piece of actually an old pit map jammed under here. It's worked out pretty good, but we're going to give these a try because I like that they're a tiny bit stiffer because sometimes this foam still gives, and I've broken a couple of these posts even with the foam in there. So we're going to give new Garage Life RC body post supports a try out in here and see how they work. He also threw along and sent along with the package, this is the 3D printed rear wing mount for the Asuga, and I think the Kagama and a couple other models. I'm not sure what all models, honestly, off the top of my head, take the same wing mount with the Team Corali, but we're going to put this up on the Asuga and give it a test out. Looks really nice, got all the hardware included in there, and looks like a nice print. So we're going to get some stuff fitted up, get a few goodies on a couple cars, so stay tuned, everybody. But first things first, we're going to blow this thing out with some air. As you can tell, the Mojave is a little dirty from the motocross track the other day. It was a dirty, dusty mess down there, but had a ton of fun with the Mojave. It's hard not to have fun with this car. Well, it's not perfect, but she definitely is a bit cleaner. First things first is we got to get the foam stuff out of there. I had it held up with a couple zip ties on the front and the rear. We're going to go ahead and get these slid out. The front, from what I understand, slides in very easily. The back, I might have to detach one part. I'll find out what it is, and I'll let you guys know. So if you order them, you know what the installation process is like. All right, well, we got the foam wiggled out of there. And I just noticed I lost all the screws on one side of this thing. So I got to get some new screws put in that thing. Hopefully they're not too stripped out, but we'll take a look at that. Also, one other thing, guys, I want to show you, and I know a lot of you aren't into the plane stuff, but I'm coming across more and more people that are actually enjoying the plane videos. So that's kind of cool. I crashed the Carbon Cub here last week and completely destroyed this thing. Completely just demolished the whole front part of the fuselage. So I'm going to widen this out a little bit. I mean, the thing was toast. There was no gluing this thing back together. I've done that. I've done it on the Apprentice down there. But I ordered a new fuselage and a few bits and pieces and managed to change all of it out. It was my first complete plane rebuild. And she came out pretty nice. And I took it out for a flight today, and she flew awesome. Got a sweet decal on the back wing here because the new one doesn't come with any decals. But I was proud of myself. Got the whole plane completely fixed back up. Everything zeroed back out, and she flew great. So figured I'd let you guys know that. But enough of that. Let's go ahead and get these fitted up on here. I'm going to get this screwed in place, and we'll see what the installation process is like on these. Go ahead and find a few new screws in here. And guys, if you don't have any of these, definitely pick one of these up. I got this one on eBay. It's a 1,000-piece RC screw kit. It was like 12 or 15 bucks. Comes with clips, grub screws, washers, nuts, little O-rings, all kinds of great stuff. It's nice to have some new screws, putting stuff in. I obviously have a huge jar of screws over there, but it's always nice throwing some new stuff in occasionally. All right, well, now we got some new screws in there. Everything's held in place. I checked all the other ones, went over all my screws real quick just to make sure everything was actually tight because this thing got a good thrashing down the motocross track. I just noticed after pulling the package here, he actually has the ARRMA logo branded into these things along with the Garage Life RC. Very cool looking. All right, well, I just got the front one slid in there, and I wasn't sure how it was going to stay in place, but as soon as it kind of dropped in, it kind of locked in almost. And I cannot get it to go forward or backwards anymore. Obviously, if you're concerned about it, if it does come out, I'm sure you could either put a screw through here or do a zip tie situation also. But she definitely feels locked in there very well. So I'm going to go ahead and run it just the way that I guess he intended it and not do anything else with it and see how she holds in there. Okay, well, so far, super simple. Slid the back one in there, just kind of worked it in. Was really easy to go in and out. Now, this one does not seem to want to go forward, but it does want to slide backwards. So I'm thinking, since it's got this nice little cutout in the mold itself, that you just put one zip tie around that whole thing and call it a day, and it should hold it in place nicely. What I just noticed on these and how they lock in is on the bottom side, there's actually the print is molded, raised so that it locks in between this part in here basically. So that's where you have to push it into that point where it basically pops into that fully, and then it's locked in. And again, if you're worried about it coming out, you could always put a zip tie or something on it. Yeah, that's the trick. Once you seat in there the whole way, it doesn't slide either direction once that little bottom piece seats in there. Like I said, again, if you're worried about it coming out, you could always put a zip tie around that if need be, but she fits up beautifully and works really nicely in there. Can't wait to take this thing out for its next bash, give these things a test and see how they hold up. But the fitment and everything is beautiful. All right, guys, well, we got all the body support posts in there, and I'll let you guys know how they continue to hold up and how they work in the Mojave, but they fit up nicely. Can't wait to test it out. Let's go ahead and bust out the Asuga and get the new rear wing mount fitted up on there. All right, guys, we got the wing mount set up here. We got the Asuga out. We're ready to transfer over. I'm going to go ahead and get the old one ripped off of here, and we'll get everything transferred over to the new one, and I'll show you along the little process here and how the fitment is. All right, boys and girls, well, we got the old wing mount and wing off of here. We got the new mount out here. These screws, just so you know, I found them when I first opened the package. They didn't seem like they were going to be long enough to go through the shock tower. All you gotta do is stick your bit in there and screw them in a little bit because they do seat in there further. So don't worry about that if they look like they're short, because at first I didn't look like they're gonna be long enough to go through the tower. Then I realized you gotta screw them in. So just see the little note. All right, we got the mount up on there, screws, everything fit up on there very nicely. And I'm running the M2C Racing carbon fiber shock towers on this car, so obviously they do work with that too. Fitment so far, everything's fitting up good. We're gonna go ahead and get the wing off the old mount, get her transferred onto the new one, and see how she looks. All right, guys, well, everything fit up great. Wings got the proper height. Everything looks really good. I got the red, obviously, to blend in with the rest of the car, but nice and flexible, so when you do crash, you got that flex in there rather than snapping or breaking your shock tower. That wing mount should take a lot of the brunt of a hit. And I know a lot of guys have been breaking, especially on the Kagamas, I believe, have been breaking these wing mounts on that car. So it's going to be a great upgrade and change out for that car. And guys, he's got these available on his site, so if you're interested in one, go check out Garage Life RC and get one for yours. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for today's shop video. We got a little bit of stuff done. We got the ARRMA Mojave, got the new body support post system in there. We got the new wing mount on the Team Corrali Asuga here, and we're ready to go out and rip. Actually, I'm going out and meeting up with a couple guys locally here that recently found my YouTube channel. And they were going out for a bash tonight, and they invited me along. So I'm going to go out and have a little fun, and I'm taking this along with me. But that's going to do it for today. So until next time, y'all be safe. Be careful out there. Peace out, everybody.